I'm Alan Spears with Occupy Democrats, and once again, the GOP is at work proving to the country that they are insane. Now, for many of you watching this is probably not going to come as a surprise. However, for those that are uninitiated, it should be noted that the GOP, especially those within the MAGA movement and within Trump's inner circle, have just been notoriously lying and going on national television and just spewing all sorts of nonsense. Now, while I realize this is hardly new information, it should be noted that they seem to be running out of tricks. It would appear that the MAGA movement and all of the people that are within Donald Trump's inner circle have just completely lost any ability to critically think, assuming they even had that to begin with. One of the things that struck me in the recent months is how Donald Trump, along with those in his inner circle, is that they're lying, but their lies have gotten just increasingly more erratic. They're just endlessly rambling and lying and grabbing onto any little thing they can and trying desperately to divert attention, to try to I don't really know what they're doing anymore. It's so disorganized and it's so bizarre that it really begs the question, are any of them okay? Are any of them mentally stable? Rudy Giuliani is once again in the news, though this time it has nothing to do with his melting hair and everything to do with his inability to articulate himself in any of the myriad of trials that he is involved in. While these indictments have certainly been weighing on the former mayor, possibly one of the hardest blows as of late has been the loss of his radio show with WABC. Now, this radio show, the Rudy Giuliani Show, was bringing him in roughly $15,000 a month and was absolutely his primary source of income. Now, because Rudy was not willing to back down from talking about the 2020 election conspiracy that Trump had the election stolen from him, they booted him. He got his show canceled, and along with that, his primary source of income, as well as what he needed to fund his defense in his various trials. So what do you do when one loses their $15,000 a month job? Start a coffee business. For just $30 a bag, you can drink the most fine coffee the world's most disgraced mayor has to offer. But setting aside the former mayor's mounting debt and loss of a job, Rudy has seemingly been cracking a bit under the pressure. In a recent court hearing that Giuliani attended via Zoom, it seemed like he was unable to really refrain from just endlessly talking and perpetuating, once again, these baseless lies. But I want you to listen to this clip and really kind of take in the just nonsense that Giuliani was continuing to peddle and how this judge, she was clearly not having it. Take a look.
I've been indicted in Georgia. I've appeared on every occasion. I've been sued about 20 to 25 times by a very, very similar movement to this one, which is the let's see what we can do to destroy Donald Trump movement.
Okay, give me just a moment. Okay, sir,
I do consider this indictment a complete embarrassment to the American legal system, but I've shown no tendency not to comply. I show up for every court appearance, and there must have been about 20 to 30 of them. There is no history of my being a flight risk, which is the basis
I understand your position. Thank you, sir.
I think it'd be outrageous if you set a bond in this completely political case that comes very, very late.
All right, sir.
Sir. 3 years ago.
Giuliani, I don't want to mute you, but I need to move on. Give me just a moment. I understand what your position is regarding.
You know, it really is just kind of sad and pathetic how far Giuliani has fallen. Now, don't get me wrong, Giuliani has always had problems, but his response to the attacks after September 11th certainly garnered him a great deal of admiration and respect by the American people. But following that and him aligning himself with Donald Trump, it's just been this downward spiral for the mayor. I'm sure you can hear for yourself. Giuliani has just become this mouthpiece for Trump. And I think that this is one of the major takeaways from Giuliani's display in his trial. It's that if you enter into Donald Trump's inner circle or in his immediate vicinity or become a confidant of his, you are just completely robbed of any semblance of self or any critical thinking skills. Donald Trump is absolutely a man who deals in absolutes. You are either completely with him or you stand in his way and are against him. Honestly, I think with Giuliani facing as many indictments as he is and the mounting financial and legal troubles he's facing, a man that was once at the height of political power and notoriety has fallen into the gutters with the rest of the MAGA movement. And frankly, he's brought it on himself.